Gonna get right into the review, but first, a word from this public service announcement dedicated to the guy who sat behind me during this movie who wouldn't shut the fuck up!
You're going to burn in a very special level of hell. A level they reserve for child molesters and people who talk at the theater.
You will be going there after this life. God, that guy. He was stoned in his defense. That was clear about halfway through. Hustlers. So Hustlers is not about that magazine you used to have to steal from your dad's drawer. Do we remember? God, it's all digital now. Paper porn. Hustlers is based on a true story, so we don't really know where the bullshit ends and the real story begins or vice versa. But it's about this group of ladies who work in this strip club, and then times are hard after the economic crash. So they're like, what do? We're gonna start hustling, and then illegal stuff, and then more illegal activity, and then it gets out of control, and here we go. We have ourselves a scandal. The main star of the movie revolves around Constance Wu of Crazy Rich Asians fame. But yes, the scene stealer is, as you have heard, Jennifer Lopez. Gonna get that right out the gate, gonna give props. J-Lo crushes it. Right when you meet her, you know she's the matriarch. She's the one. She's like, everyone's looking to her for guidance. She's clearly the leader. She just has that leadership quality. She owns every scene she's in. Like, every scene is her scene and everyone else is just visiting. And when the hustle is going down, we'll call that the second half of the movie, I was really entertained. I like seeing crime. I mean, not that I like crime to happen, but once it has happened and it's a story to be told, I like the story being told. And that's the thing this movie has going for it. The story is a really interesting story. Again, based on a true story, so I don't know where the real story ends and the bullshit begins. But the story is really fascinating, but the fascinating part is in the second half of this movie. The first half is a lot of build-up, and I get why it's build-up, because you have to see the characters, you have to be introduced to the characters, their trials, their struggles, their family dynamic, why they're led to do what they're about to do. It just felt like it dragged on a bit. Like if they had condensed the first half of the movie when it's all going down, the big schemes are going down, they could have concentrated on more of what was more or less mentioned in the second half. Some girls start their own little crime ring. You should have shown more of that, more conflict that comes with that. That'd lend itself to some good tension rather than a passing phrase and then now we move on. J-Lo carries the first half and then the hustle carries the second half. But I would have liked to have seen more of that. I would have liked to have seen more of the hustle because that's why we're here. It's the name of the game. It's actually the name of the movie. And it's kind of tough. This movie it feels a little choppy. Like this movie was supposed to be a 3-hour-long epic, but in the end, it doesn't lend itself to quite being a 3-hour-long epic. It's not Goodfellas. You don't have the Joe Pesci being made moment or anything like that. But it does feel choppy. Like they have these little tick marks of like, all right, we need that in there, but we don't have enough time to really flesh all of it out, but we still need it in there. I want to give the director props in terms of use of audio. A lot of people, like a lot of times, the visual aspect, the visual appeal, that gets all the shine. The audio kind of gets left behind. So this movie has a couple of audio tricks that were used that they made the scenes more impactful than they would have been had those audio tricks not been used. There's one scene, the audio goes out entirely. That's when I found out guy behind me talking the entire time was stoned. He was like, audio went out or something. I was like, he's high, because that's something a high person would say when a brilliant use of an audio trick was used just now. But the scene was really cool, as were a couple other scenes of audio techniques. I really appreciated that. So not denying Jennifer Lopez completely crushes it in this movie, not denying the fact that the story is actually an interesting story that I'm glad is told. I just walked out of this movie feeling like there's something wrong with me because everyone at TIFF was like, yes, this is the movie of the movie. And I walked out going, it was alright. There's a part of me that feels like this tried to be Molly's Game, but it's not quite Molly's Game. The movie had a solid second half when it picked up, but the first half, I just felt a little bored in it. It's like the hustle was cool, but not the flow. I'll say in the end, this movie would have been a better time if I were drunk. Yeah, now it's a party. Maybe if the guy wasn't fucking talking behind you. I feel like I can compartmentalize the two. That guy did not help, though. He truly is gonna burn in hell. All right, so Hustlers, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Are you with all the hype that's come out of Toronto International Film Festival, TIFF? Or what's your favorite movie involving a hustle of some sort? Whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And no, the beginning of The Dark Knight, that's not applicable this time. That's a straight up bank robber, it's not a hustle. Well, actually, the other bank robbers got hustled by the Joker. Whatever. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.